Okay, we are gonna replace a toilet. Okay, the reason why we're replacing the toilet is because it cracked. That's the crack right here. You're looking at. Okay, so we're gonna replace the toilet, and we have the brand new one right here with everything with it. Okay, so we're gonna make this video as quick as possible. The first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna turn off our water line, which is right here. First thing we're gonna do, we already turned it off. Okay, that's the water line. The first thing you do is turn that off. Okay, that's off. And the second thing you do, which is very important, take off the cover for the water tank. Place it somewhere where it doesn't slide, which I prefer inside the tub. Okay. Then you can flush, and you're gonna have some water, some remaining of a little bit of water in there. Okay, not too much. So usually what I do, I take a rag, soak it in there, and squeeze it out until I get all the water out of there. Okay, so that's pretty much what we're gonna do today. We're gonna get all the water out of there, undo the line, but we're gonna make sure we get as much water as we can from here. So when we undo this line, so we don't have that much water dripping. Okay, but we will get a little bit of water dripping. It depends how much water that's gonna remain in here. And as far as in here, we're just gonna have to either use a rag, soak it in there, and squeeze it out. Dip it in here, squeeze it out until we get all the water out of there. Okay? And in this plastic bag in here that we have on the floor, it's basically what we're gonna do once we unmount the toilet. Okay, we're just gonna place the toilet on top of the plastic bag so we don't have any mess on the floor itself. So that's the reason why we lay the plastic bag on the floor. Okay, so as you can see, this is what I use, okay, to take to drain my water out. Okay, as you can see, there's no water in there, so I would just do it like that, take it out and squeeze it in the tub, okay, until I have no water in here. And as far as the water tank, I have a little bit of water, but not too much. And my line's already unhooked. Okay, I had a little bit of water dripping, but not that much. Okay, so I'm good over here. Okay, and over here, all you gotta do is just take that off, snap. Okay, unsnap it, put it on the side, and I already undo my bolt. So my bolt's already off. Okay, all right, and the same thing with over here. Okay, but the other side, take that off and undo your bolt. Okay, so once I have both off, and you take that off, okay, and you take your little washer off, okay, and you're free. So you do the same thing with the other side. Okay, and take that off. Now, one thing you might want to do, it depends how good the caulking is actually applied. Okay, but other than that, you can just lift the whole toilet and it should come right out. Okay, so now we have everything good, and we're just gonna take the whole toilet out because we're not gonna use it anymore. We're just gonna trash it. And of course, this is what it looks like. This is the old toilet wax ring, and we're just gonna clean that up because we have a new one that we're gonna replace. And this is the reason why I told you why I placed the plastic bag on the floor, because as you can see, the bottom of the toilet itself, okay, if you go ahead and place that on your floor, it could be a carpet floor or any type of floor, you're looking for some really nasty, and later on either you or somebody else is gonna have to clean that with, you know, the wax and everything. Okay, so I try to prevent that from happening, and you don't have to use just a plastic bag, but I figure I'll go ahead and use that. So let's go ahead and clean that up and finish the job. Okay, as you can see what I'm doing right here, this is the old wax, muddy, whatever they, you want to call it. I don't like taking the old one out if it's not, need to be taken out. Okay, what I like to do, if I see opening like this, okay, that's just too much opening, so I would just use it to fill those openings just for possible leaks. From my understanding, I don't think it hurts. Okay, so, and I would just use that instead of just taking the old one out, the wax out, and so I would prefer just to use it and fill those cracks for possible leaks. Okay, and once again, we don't think it hurts, so instead of doing something bad, I think you will actually preventing any possible leaks. So, and once we're finished doing that, it doesn't look pretty, but hey, I don't think it can hurt. Alright, so we're just gonna go ahead and clean this area a little bit. Some people don't really clean it, but I like to do that. Okay? Alright, so this is what it looks like after we done finish cleaning the area. Now this is a new one that we just open the box. Okay, we just take out the box, and of course it comes with these covers thing. All right. As far as the water tank, this is what in the box. The cover lid. Okay, for the water tank. We just place it on the floor. Take that off. And this is our water tank. course, this is what the water tank comes with. It does come with new bolts and washers and everything in here. So just gonna go ahead and mount the water tank with the toilet base itself. And this thing right here, that's what you call tank rubber gasket. So you have to make sure you insert that in there. It can only go one way. If you're trying to put it this way, you're gonna feel like it's impossible. But of course you can do it, but it's gonna be the wrong way. The best way is the water side first, and just flush it in there. Okay, and that's all you have to do. Okay, alright, and then after that, this is your bolts. I'm just gonna insert this from the inside, and you should be good. Okay, so this is your wax ring right here. So this is where you're gonna apply that. Okay, all right, and the way you apply is not this way. Okay, that's the wrong way. You apply it this way. Okay, just a little bit squeeze, then you're good. Okay. We already have our bolts in position. Okay. Alright. Should they line up? And all we have right now, we already have our wax ring already in position. So now all we have to do is just place the whole toilet here and tighten up our bolts. Okay, now we place our toilet base actually in. Okay, so now all we have to do, and while you're doing that, you're making sure that your toilet is actually straight. Okay, and that's the time before you bolt it down, you make sure that put our washer. Just gonna do it by hands for now. Okay. And the other side. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna go ahead and tighten these two bolts down and make sure our toilet is actually secure. And just continue placing our water tank on top of here and put our two bolts and finish the job. Okay, now, so what we're about to do now, we're just gonna place the water tank right on top of here, right? And this is the reason why we had that tank rubber gasket, because it's gonna sit right here. Now this is what it looks like. What you wanna see your hole for your bolts, and then you lift the flapper, okay, and you can see through, okay, all right, so you're good. And again, this is your bolt, just show it in there, okay, get the other one, at the bottom, you're gonna put your washer. You put your washer first before you put your bolts and tighten it. I mean it comes at the bottom right here. For this application, sometimes you get a little tiny spot. It's very uncomfortable. So you put your washer first, then you put your bolt and tighten it down. Don't do it too tight because you don't want friction between the water tank and the actual toilet, because if it's too tight, you might break it. This is kind of hard when it is a one-man job, but if it was two people, it would have been such easy. Okay, so once you have it up here, then you can actually just leave it just like that, and then finish it with a Phillips screwdriver. Here I can go ahead hooked up my water line. Don't turn the water yet, just because you gotta take that little thing off. Okay, I'm gonna take that off. I'm just hooked up my water line because I'm already down here, but you don't have to, okay? Because my water tank is not secure yet, but I'm just doing it. Alright, then I'm gonna go ahead and tighten both bolts down, this one and the one on the other side. Technically, this is what I'm actually doing. I got one hand at the bottom of the water tank holding the bolt washer itself, and I'm tightening up the bolt, but not too tight, like I said. Okay, you don't want to do it too tight. You just do it making sure that you don't have the leaks. And I'm doing the other side, and you gotta do it evenly. Okay. I have a feeling that it's tight enough. So, all right. Okay, so now we turn the water on. Our water tank is filled up. So we basically don't have any problem. So what we're gonna do, we have a new toilet cover. So we're just gonna take out the plastic, place that in, put the tab back on, and we should be good. Alright, so this is our toilet, brand new. Okay.